What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. Now, this isn't the best eBay deal. In fact, last week there was like a 25% off of everything deal, but I was actually out for the day. So this time, I'm in time to tell you guys if it's before 8 Pacific, which is around 10 Central, 11 Eastern, you guys can save yourself about 15% off of everything. Now, that does exclude a very few collectibles, which is coin and paper money, gift cards, and coupons, as well as real estate, but luckily eBay is not considering Yu-Gi-Oh cards to be paper money. Now, remember, eBay also usually doesn't charge tax, whereas TCG Player does, so this is a pretty big gap. If you're seeing this and considering buying cards tonight, it's a pretty big gap between TCG Player and eBay on prices when you think about it. So that's only a maximum of $50 off, though, overall, if you're trying to just go in and order everything. And part of the topic today is the ban list is looming, which is on a lot of people's mind, stopping people from kind of going in like that. As we see for one of the first times ever, Dragonic Diagram is continuing to fall down from its market price despite winning a YCS. This is somewhat ironic. People are actually scared to touch this deck with an impending ban list upon us. So it wins an event, it dominates an event, 3 of the top 4, and people are like, we kind of know what's coming. We think this is gonna get hit on the ban list. And you're not wrong. There's many ways we could get terraforming hit, as the people who bought out Metaverse thought, and you know, the consistency already starts to struggle a little more for True Draco, or there could be direct hits to the deck as well. It really is a gamble anytime you're going for high rarity, high-end cards like this. This is its only rarity, but it is a high-end card, secret rare, in demand, that we also somewhat know will be in the Megatons. And we see $38. Remember, there's 15% off all these prices if you're early enough on this market watch. And then 42, but this is near mint as well. So there are deals to be had. Ignore the proxy up top. And just considerations for you guys. The ban list is looming. The prices are dropping. I personally am in the fan club of staying away till the ban list, and the moment it's announced, like, if this was your pick for Nationals and it's not hit bad enough, go for it then. It'll be spiking real hard then, but until then, it might, despite its win, continue to just truck on down. Now, something interesting, though, is to note from the best-selling cards out of Macker, a lot of them are True Draco cheaper pieces. Majesty Maiden up here is the 4th best-selling card, followed by Heritage is the 5th. A Masterpiece is up here, which is relatively expensive for a best-selling card. Then Utopic Zexal, which I wanted to bring up. This is still an amazing deal. There's a lot of Pendulum decks playing Utopic Zexal. It's something you still want to consider getting really cheap, because I'm pretty sure the Ultra Rares went up from where they were. And you even see the common getting tossed into orders over here, Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. So definitely, people are interested in the deck, but they're buying up the cheap pieces now and saying, all right, let's see what happens with Diagram. I'm not going to go for the whole kit and caboodle, but I'm going to get myself a piece. And Pendulum Magicians, their dark kind of engine is sitting here up top on trending as well, showing that a lot of people are investing in it in the sense that we're going to have the cheaper pieces. Let's see how they're going to hit Pendulum Magicians again. Will it be Astrograph? A lot of people are calling for Astrograph to get banned. There's just so many interesting things that can happen with the ban list for a competitive season, but they tend to be lighter on the final list before a WCQ, I would feel. We still had Zoo format for our WCQ. Look at this. Super Called by the Grave. It's very reminiscent of Super Wavering Eyes. $7.32 here, but on eBay it's already cheaper at $5.30, $5.30, and remember, 15% off too tonight. So if you're getting Called by the Grave today, get it on eBay. It's definitely interesting how high and hype it is. We will have the lower rarity version, and I expect this to still hold some value, around 3 to 5, no matter what. Once we get the actual, I think it's a common or rare. I'm pretty sure it's a common, though, in our hands. So we we'll see the price come down a little, but people love hollowing out their decks. But right now, this is the only way you have access to it, so ripping over those special editions have never been as cost-effective as one of these, because Cyframe Gear Gamma is here, and a lot of people are trying to hold the line at around $5 over here, but we see on eBay it's actually all the way down to $4 as well, and then takes a while to climb up to that $5 price point. So TCG Player just continuing to hold a higher line on a lot of cards, where eBay is not only having a sale, but they're having cheaper cards. This is kind of that always check both mentality. It just happens here and there. Like on Dragonic Diagram, it's very competitive before the sale, $43 unlim, but then there is a 38. But that's a deal. Somebody listed that's an independent seller. It was holding the line at 42. So 42 versus 43, not that big of a difference. But it's really weird how it's just consistently higher today. And just looking, I like to look at best-selling sometimes. You see the Dinosaur, Cleefort, the Noble Knight has been up here and actually is headed up. One of the few cards from Expo actually headed upwards in price despite the special editions. It's a really great card. I think people were waiting for the price point, and it's sold. People aren't really too excited to get rid of. But it's just great watching these prices fall over and over in this market and all the deals that are popping up, because we actually go to price, highest to lowest. Electromite's fallen another $5. It's just showing the whole market mentality. Well, we're scared of the ban list, right? And people are scared that the Pendulum Magicians, despite having access to Electromite, will kind of be hurt. I don't know that this can continue to fall too much more. I can't imagine it going down like under 35, even if the ban list like really hurt them, because you have other variants like Metal Foe Draco, where Metal Foe might be able to lend their power to Draco and continue to help it be a meta deck if they don't really hurt Masterpiece. Like there's ways that Electromite's still gonna find its way into the meta, even if you heavily hit Pendulum Magicians themselves. We'll see what's happening with that. But it's continuing to fall just real bad. Saryuja's evening out again towards 60. Remember, there was that failed buyout towards 70. And then the Mech Knights just holding in there. It's pretty crazy how they're holding. Now, we do have one buyout for the day. Altergeist Meluseek. Or, I don't know how to say this. Meluseek? I'm probably murdering every fans. I just hear the re's and the pronounce it right, but it's at $8 after this final one sales for around $4. And then on eBay, it's already getting up towards the ridiculous points. Basically, the buyout is speculative that Altergeist are going to be really good in the meta, coming up with their new support in the next set. And this card was not reprinted in the Star Pack, whereas Marionetter was. In my opinion, people will still want the Ultra Marionetter. It's likely to hold value around here for the fans of the decks. And then this card is kind of the missing link there on, hey, this wasn't reprinted, and it's going to be needed in the deck. People are going for it. Yu-Gi-Oh! Money had a market watch on it, basically saying this card is still only $5. You guys should be getting it. I pointed out that if you think the deck would be real, that I would get it while it was at $5 too, and now it seems to really be moving. Another suggestion, though, from this page is Raw Sphere Mode. It's starting to creep up, and we don't really have access to many more sealed Circuit Break special editions. I'm pretty sure by now they're sold out from Konami, considering it's Circuit Break, and we see on eBay it's still around the $3 mark. It's kind of nice to see, but it does quickly start to rise to meet that $4 mark with just 4 listings below there. It's something you guys might want to consider having, because if boards continue to get more ridiculous and a Kaiju doesn't cut it, this might be there. And we might see more cards also immune to being tributed, so maybe one day that tribute removal will be not as amazing, but for now, I see some crazy Pendulum Magician boards, and sometimes this is like what you need instead of a Kaiju. It's just crazy out there when they set up with like double negates and all that. Oof. But definitely, this is something to consider, because the Ultras, even when they weren't being played, were in ridiculous demand. It meets that collectible and playability point together, and it's just the perfect storm for a card that's going to eventually get bought out again and eventually go up. Only 26 prices here, and there's 77 sellers on eBay, but that's between both kinds. And also, it looks like I don't have it filtered for Ian either. So let's just see the supers and ultras. Wow. I think I somehow cut out the supers because all these prices look really high. But that's pretty crazy. Oh, it's because yeah, it's ENSE, so I guess it's all one word. So ENSE. Let's see how many of those there are. Only 17 supers, and then 22 ultras. It looks like that quickly rise as well. It's low quantities, boys. Low quantities. Circuit break. Just something to note. I didn't look at Firewall for a bit. I was assuming it would be like a $20 card now. It's $30. If you have this, I think it's really obvious that the cover of this year's Megatens should be Firewall and Borreload and not Kaiba and Yugi. But hey, I've been way wrong before. But at some point, this is going to just be printed in the ground. I wouldn't be holding this at this point anymore. If you have one to play with, keep it to play with. Get rid of the rest. Definitely. By far. And the other card I wanted to look at from here is Spellbook and Knowledge. Dropping that knowledge. It's still around the $20 price point. And this is the interesting thing where we look at Japan and they've hit Invoked and we've had Invoked still piercing the top cut over and over. It is likely that on some level it will get hit. And I don't think you want to be stuck with the Spellbook engine there. You can splash it into other decks, but A could be hit directly itself. B, Invoke could get hit, which is kind of the deck it's best in. So you do want to have considerations there as well, that maybe you want to sell these while they're high, and there could be a reprint between either Battles of Legend or the Megatens themselves as well coming up. So if you need these for the WCQ, hold on and play them. I mean, the ban list is coming up, but I feel like you've kind of committed, if you're an Invoke player at this point, that this is the deck I want to play. So you'll have to adapt and evolve your engine, but anyone else, I would be getting rid of these just like Firewalls, but that's just me. So give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. Do tell me what you thought about what's going on with the market. I am enjoying the price coolant in many places. Very, like, there's a lot of buyouts that are happening, but overall, there's a lot of coolant, and I'm enjoying it while it lasts. We're gonna ramp up into the WCQ season, and then there's gonna just be a huge fall off for the winter break. It's gonna be awesome again. Thanks for watching, everybody.